Hello, the Gentleman Gamer here, and today I'm playing EVE Online on the test server, and today I logged in to check out a couple new things to be put on the server for us to test out. One of them being the new command destroyers, and the other being an experimental camera, which will, I think, are pretty interesting, some of the options they give you, especially for people who make videos. But the first thing we'll check out is the command destroyers. I'm currently in the Amar Pontifex, I think it's called, and it's pretty much a Tech 2 version of the Dragoon. It doesn't get the same stats as the Dragoon, other than I think the only thing they share is the drone bonus, hit points and damage, but it gets very different bonuses, and we'll see why in a second. So it does share this one, but it also gets a 4% bonus to all armor resists, which is pretty cool. Very defensive bonus usually destroyers don't get, unless you're in a Tech 3. But it also gets 5% reduction to spool up time for a new module called a micro jump field generator, and it also gets an effectiveness bonus to warfare links. So it kind of feels like their CCP is gearing these to be like FC ships that like a small gang or even a very large gang might use, which would make it very interesting, because really small gangs don't have like a command platform really right now. Large fleets have the I think they're called command ships, I think. I'm not sure people actually put them on grid, but I know people use them for boosting for fleets. So I think it'll be interesting. The only thing I'm afraid of, they might use them the same way as command ships, like they'll keep them off grid and just keep them for boosting. But I think the only difference with these is that they wouldn't get this ability then. The fleet commander, if they keep it off grid, they won't get this interesting module to use. So which would change some fleet tactics, I think. So let's take a look at that module real quick. Okay, let's check the description here. So the micro jump field generator uses the same idea as the micro jump drive. Wherever direction you're going in, it will teleport you 100 kilometers away. But with this module, it teleports the ship with the module on, but it also teleports any ship around it within a certain range. And I mean any ship, not just your own fleet or friendly ships, but also enemy ships or neutral ships. It just will drag whatever is in the vicinity with you, which makes for some interesting tactics, I think, for solo players, small fleets, even large fleets. Because it's a whole tons of scenarios you can imagine where this module may be very, very useful in. So let's take a look at the other ship. This is the Pontifex, so you've seen this one already. But let's take a look at the other ones I have on grid with me here. Now, this one is Bifrost or Bifrost, or I'm assuming it has a similar pronunciation to the Zvipple. But let's take a look at it real quick. It uses the same hull as the Talwar, which Talwar always looks really cool. Now, I don't remember how the Talwar looks, so I'm not sure what little bits they added to it. Maybe this, maybe those. But the Talwar always looks cool, so it does kind of bother me that they don't change the models for the Tech 2s. I know it's easier to put out a Tech 2 ship with the same hull as Tech 1 with a small bit of model changes to it. But a part of me really wants them to be radically different, like they did with the stealth bombers. Now, if you look at a stealth bomber and you look at, the hull it came from, you can kind of see the old hull in there, but it's so different, But they didn't do it with these ones. I understand why it's easier to do it this way. I just wish they did it the other way. Just make a whole new hull. But oh well. Now let's go to the Galenti one, the Magnus, I think it's called. Look at that. And this uses the Algos hull, which again, the Algos looks pretty cool. It's one of my favorite destroyer hulls. And it's slightly green now. So again, not a big change. Again, I wish they changed the hulls drastically for the Tech 2s, but maybe they'll do it in the future, maybe. Now let's move on to the Caldari. Now I think the Caldari one looks very, very cool. It uses the Corax hull, and the skin they used for it looks so cool on this. I think the Corax is one of the coolest hulls for the destroyers. It kind of looks like a U-boat, kind of. The only problem I have with this one is its name. Now, for some reason, CCP went with the word Stork. Yeah, I don't think it's a very good name. I think it's pretty silly. I know the Caldari use bird names for all their ships. I understand that, but the Stork, really? I don't know. It doesn't appeal to me at all. But it does look ridiculously cool. I think this is one of the coolest looking destroyers in the game, and I think calling it the Stork is just unfortunate. But you know what? Let's test out this module. So let's go back to the Amarian one here. Now, what is the range on this module? Let's take a look at the attributes real quick. Let's see, 6,000 meters. Okay, that's actually a pretty good range for this. Okay, 6,000 meters. So I'm within range here. Let's turn this on and see if these ships get pulled in. So they don't have pilots. These are ships I left out here, but I'm assuming they'll get pulled in with me. So let's jump here. Whoa, that's a pretty cool effect. Whoa, cool. And they followed me. Look at that. Beautiful. So again, I think the implications for this ship will be pretty interesting on small gangs and big fleets. I can also see solo people using this ship. I think this field generator would be interesting if you have a small gang chasing you, and you get one or two of them like getting pulled off of the group, and then if you hit that micro field generator, they go with you 100 kilometers, and then you can kill the tackle that's on you, and then warp away. Kind of do it over and over again if they're obviously not adapting to you. So I think it's very interesting, and I'm really curious to see how people will actually use these ships. But with that said, let's move on to the new camera. So the camera is a beta feature, so we have to go into the general settings here to take a look at it. Right here, try new camera. Alright, let's take a look at the audio here. I think I'm going to have to knock the master level down because... Actually, no, I don't. It's UI sound. Okay. Because the actual... the tactical overlay has like certain noise. I had to turn that off so it wouldn't be too loud. But this is the orbit camera. Now this is like the kind of like closer to the old style of the Eve camera. But it is different. You got from zooming in and out, there's like a more of a cinematic feel to it. Like as you move it, like you zoom in back and forth. Like it doesn't stop as soon as I stop pressing the button. It kind of stops like a half second after. So you do kind of get the cinematic feel to it, which I think is very cool. It's very smooth too. So it's not like jerky or anything. It feels very nice, and it's pretty close to the standard camera you use when you're playing the game currently. The only thing I don't like about this, and I'm noticing now, I didn't notice it before, but the background does not look right. It looks like they changed the field of vision, and it looks a lot closer. And you can kind of see the, especially in the nebulas here, the I don't know if you call it the pixels or whatever you call it, but you can tell that it's just a little too close. So hopefully CCP can change that, so they put it back to the regular field of vision, and that way these little lines won't come up. But that's the only thing I have to see wrong with this particular one. I think the rest of it looks pretty cool. I'm pretty happy with it. I would like to use this camera making videos in the future, and you get some pretty cool cinematic looking feel to the actual game, especially if you're moving like this. See new thruster features, and you can zoom, like you move in, zoom in, and like the camera kind of compensates and kind of slows you down, gently. It looks really, really cool. So let's actually I'm going to orbit these ones so I don't lose them. So let's take a look at the other map feature we have here. Let's go to the tactical camera. Now this looks very, very interesting. Now I can definitely see this being used by fleet commanders, solo PvPers, even mission runners, and you pretty much get like a really different view of the game than you do in the standard camera, than the orbit camera. It kind of feels like more like an RTS kinda. I get like a feeling of homeworld when playing this in this camera. So when in your left mouse, you can turn it usually how you turn it, with the standard camera. But if you use the right mouse button this time, you can actually just go to a different part of the grid completely. So it's very, very cool. The only thing I don't like about it is that I'm not sure with the I don't think the tracking camera works on these just yet. I'm not sure if they took it out on purpose or they're going to add it in later. But I think that the tracking camera would be very useful for this. So hopefully they put it back in. Also, I think you can zoom in a specific area like this. But without the tracking camera keeping track of your target you want to take a look at, you could like really easily lose the action here. So you can go out, use both mouse buttons. Like if I want to zoom in this area here, I can use both mouse buttons to zoom in that area. But I can't keep track of the target. I don't think anyway. Let's target something real quick. Let's see here. No, you do kind of lose targets. So hopefully they get the tracking camera back to working here. But I think this is pretty cool. I'm really excited to see the rest of the iterations they do on this camera. I think it'd be a great benefit to fleet commanders. That pretty much anyone who plays the game can use this map to their advantage. So let's take a look at the last one. Now this one seems the most interesting, I think, to me, because I do play Elite Dangerous, and that one kind of pigeonholes you into the first-person view most of the time. There is like a third-person view, but you pretty much use it to take pictures. You can't fly the ship that way. But the CCP has added a first-person camera to the game now. So let's take a look at that. Now, automatically, you see the this new-looking targeting system here. Let's turn on the UI sounds because I remember hearing sounds when I was using it. It's really loud though. Alright, we'll turn it off. But when you zoom in, I'll turn on for a second so to keep it on too long. When you zoom in, you get like these super cool zooming in noises, which is really cool. And let's turn that back off because it's really loud, which is really cool. And but I'm having trouble getting how actually using this because it just feels so weird using anything in first person in Eve, because you don't see the grid anymore. Like people can warp in, and you're not sure what direction they're coming into, and it's like it just seemed a little disorienting. But I could see people using it for some interesting video and interesting like pictures maybe. Let's take a look and see if we can approach one of these ships. See if I can shoot it. Let's see how it looks that way. My guns are firing, but I don't see any lasers. Now that's unfortunate. You can zoom in though. It's pretty cool. You can zoom in, and that's pretty cool. But I can't see my lasers, which is unfortunate. I don't know why that's not working. Hopefully they can fix that. But let's take another view. Let's go into warp and go to an asteroid belt and see how that looks, because that might look pretty cool. So let's go to there. Collide with the Stork, of course. And let's see how going to warp looks in this view. That's pretty cool. I do like that. That's pretty neat. And let's check out the asteroid belt chat looks up. We do have some enemies here. I think my destroyer can handle it. Let's zip through here. We'll drop some drones. Alright. Drop these hobgoblins on them. We'll take out these guys first. And that guy. Because this ship does get a drone damage bonus. So he has about 200 DPS with hobgoblins. Put the micro warp drive on too, so we go really fast with the asteroid belt. We'll move on this way. It does look pretty cool. I am digging it. I still can't see my lasers though, which is unfortunate. Whoa. Alright, I think it's really cool. But I just don't see it being super useful, really. Let's keep turning around. Let's approach this guy. Shoot the lasers at him. Where is he at? There he is. Let's zoom up on him. Can we see him? Approach, approach, approach. I'm going a little too fast is what it is. It does seem pretty cool though. So I'm digging it. It looks cool. I'm just not sure if I'll use it a lot, but I'm definitely liking it. I wonder if you can turn the UI off here real quick. Yeah, you can't turn the UI off, so you would get some pretty interesting pictures though, I bet. Like right through the asteroid belt looked pretty cool, so at the very least you get some good pictures. Some good video footage if you really want to try that. It does look pretty cool. So I guess that's it, guys. That is my video. Come on to the test server, try this stuff out. It is pretty cool. And leave some feedback for CCP. I know I'll leave some feedback about the FOV for the orbital camera. Let's go back right into it. But overall, it looks very interesting. I'm really happy with this stuff, so keep doing it, CCP. And that's it. Thanks for watching, guys. If you liked the video, leave a like. If you like the content, of course, subscribe. And fly safe, and fly brave.